No one expected the truth to come out this way. When Gökberk Yıldırım finally stepped forward and said, "I know who Cemre cheated on me with," the entire industry froze. Friends were stunned, insiders panicked, and fans who had believed in their perfect love suddenly felt the ground shift beneath their feet. This wasn't just a breakup revelation. It was the collapse of a relationship everyone thought was unshakable, now exposed under the harshest, most painful light possible. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, because what you're about to hear is more than gossip. It's a story of broken trust, emotional devastation, hidden betrayals, and a man piecing together the truth nobody wanted him to find. According to multiple industry sources, the tension between Gökberk and Cemre had been building for months. Their smiles at events, their carefully posed photographs, their soft interviews. All of it was a fragile mask, straining under the weight of secrets that refused to stay hidden. People who worked with them began sensing something was off long before the truth surfaced. They weren't looking at each other the same way, one colleague said. You could tell something had shifted. The shift began with whispers, quiet at first, then louder. Rumors that Cemre had been spending too much time with a particular person, someone who always seemed to be around when Gökberk wasn't. At the time, no one dared say anything aloud. Their friends hoped the whispers would fade, that jealousy was clouding perception, that the relationship would steady itself. It didn't. Those closest to Gökberk say he initially refused to believe anything. He trusted Cemre. He defended her against gossip. He dismissed suspicious comments from colleagues. He silenced anyone who tried to warn him. He was blind with love, said one insider. He thought she was incapable of hurting him. But then something happened, the moment that changed everything. According to a source very close to the couple, Gökberk received information from someone he never expected, a mutual friend who had been keeping something quiet for far too long. They couldn't stand seeing him hurt anymore. They told him the truth. They told him a name. The name of the man Cemre had allegedly grown too close to. Insiders say Gökberk's reaction was devastating to witness. He didn't shout. He didn't throw anything. He didn't even cry at first. He simply sat in silence, staring straight ahead, as if the entire world around him had gone still. Only later, alone in his car, did the emotional collapse begin, the shock, the heartbreak, the realization that the woman he loved had shared a connection with someone else. From that moment forward, everything changed. The trust he once had dissolved. The moments they had shared suddenly felt poisoned. Memories he cherished began to look different. He started replaying everything in his mind, said one friend. Every late-night message. Every unexplained delay. Every time she seemed distant. The puzzle pieces started fitting together. And what hurt him most was not the act itself, it was the fact that she hid it. That she let him stand beside her, defend her, love her, and make plans for a future she had already jeopardized. Those who know Cemre say she never intended for any of this to spiral so far out of control. Insiders from her team claim she had confided in a friend that she felt confused, that she didn't want to hurt Gökberk, that she didn't realize how deep she had fallen into the emotional mess she created. But intentions don't erase consequences, and the damage was done. When the truth finally came out, their last private conversation was described as painfully quiet, filled with long pauses, trembling breaths, and two people trying to hold themselves together as everything fell apart. She looked terrified, said someone familiar with what happened. And he looked broken. Completely broken. Gökberk reportedly told her he knew everything. Her reaction, according to insiders, was not denial, but silence, the silence that confirmed the worst. Meanwhile, the man at the center of the scandal remains unnamed publicly, though many in the industry claim they know exactly who he is. Someone they both worked with. Someone they both trusted. Someone who should have been nowhere near their relationship. Fans are now divided. Some fiercely defend Gökberk, calling him too good-hearted for this industry. Others blame Cemre, accusing her of ruining a relationship many saw as inspirational. And yet, a smaller group insists the situation is more complicated than it appears, that Cemre may have felt emotionally abandoned long before the scandal began. Talk shows and tabloids have exploded with the story. Analysts dissect body language from old interviews, searching for clues that now seem obvious. Headlines speculate about betrayals, hidden messages, backstage tension. Social media is a battlefield of opinions, accusations, and heartbreak. Even those who usually ignore celebrity gossip can't look away. Because this isn't just a breakup. It's the collapse of a love story that captured millions. And Gökberk, despite his public composure, is said to be deeply hurt. He has grown quieter, withdrawn, more guarded. He goes to set, finishes his scenes, then leaves immediately. People who know him say he feels humiliated, not by the act, but by the secrecy, by the trust he gave so freely, and by the fact that he was the last to know. Cemre, on the other hand, is trapped between guilt and confusion. She reportedly cries often, telling friends she never meant to betray him, that she never wanted things to escalate. But no amount of regret can reverse the past. No apology can erase the cracks in Gökberk's heart. Now the biggest question remains. Will Gökberk reveal the name publicly? Or will he protect Cemre despite everything, choosing silence over revenge? Some believe he will never expose the man, because doing so would only deepen the humiliation. Others think the truth is already leaking through private channels and could explode into the public at any moment. What's certain is this. The relationship between Gökberk and Cemre cannot go back to what it was. A line has been crossed, and the world is watching to see what comes next: forgiveness, closure, or an explosive confrontation still waiting to unfold. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, because this story is far from over. In a world where love, jealousy, and betrayal collide under the brightest spotlight, the next chapter may be even more shocking than the one we just uncovered.